Hello, my name is Jazmin Hernandez, and today I will be talking to you about the 3 types of learning styles: visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. Visual learners learn best by seeing things. These students like to sit in front to avoid distractions. They do not perform well just by listening or doing things without first seeing how things work. These learners have skills when it comes to visualization and memorization, but do poorly with auditory memory. Strategies to use with these learners include the use of images, PowerPoints, highlighting, note-taking, note cards, and visual representations. Auditory learners learn best through hearing verbally through lectures, discussion, recordings, and so forth. They understand material better when they are able to hear it than by seeing or doing things. They also like material that is repeated, restated, and explained. They learn through the comprehension of language, which includes speaking, reading, and listening. These students like to give presentations, talk things out, and participate in discussions. In small groups, use mnemonics, read aloud, and study aloud. They clarify by asking questions, discussing with partners, and when they explain the process to someone else. Strategies that are appropriate for these learners include giving presentations, working in groups, and by reading aloud. Here is an example of me explaining to auditory learners how to use a jigsaw strategy. You will also see a video of me facilitating discussion.
Okay, we're doing chapter 9 this week, so you each get a section of chapter 9, or she can give you pages 217 to 218, and then one person gets it in a group. 219 to 220, another person gets it in a group. Each person in the group gets a different page or a different section of the chapter. You come together and you skim through your section, and once you're done skimming through your section, you go ahead and you draw out a visual. It could be a brainstorming map, a mind mapping map. It can be any type of visual. It could be a drawing, it could be stick figures, it could be anything. And then you get together with other members of the group. If you got section 2, you get together with somebody else from another group that has section 2. And you bring together what you had, your visual, your ideas. You bring them together and you design a whole new different. Well, you don't have to design it, but you can modify what you had and just make it a little bit more presentable, so whenever you go back to your original group, you can present, hey, this is what I learned. And that's a way to learn a chapter, like, in an easy step. Once we get some of these other topics out of the way. Our next topic is low-fat dairy doesn't help kids drop pounds. So, y'all don't agree? No. No? Well,
it tastes horrible also.
It tastes like water. Doesn't it?
Does.
Powder.
Tastes like meat.
Have any of you watched the movie, I think it's called Food Inc.?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, Food Inc. and Kinghorn.
Yeah.
I haven't seen my mom's a nutritionist, so I gotta watch all
Well, Food Inc.
So do I.
Have you seen how they overfeed those cows?
Yeah.
What they give them hormones?
Mm-hmm.
They give chickens hormones to grow. I think that.
And I mean, also, the milk itself is all dead bacteria.
So do you guys think that it's important to know what's in your food?
Yeah.
It is,
No.
right?
Oh,
Like
it
a
is.
natural cow, it's called a milk cow.
I just think if it tastes
You'll
good,
never
then I don't really care what it
not
is.
hormone cow ever.
So your overall opinion is that no, low-fat dairy.
I can't judge from what I eat.
I mean, if you have a dairy cow that's supposed to be the most healthy thing, it's like grass-fed and everything. It's supposed to be good.
The only thing about that is that they say that's a bacteria, that they're not, that they have to go through a certain process, the milk has to go through a certain process to get off of it.
Has to be pasteurized.
Pasteurized.
Yeah,
But I
They
think
did
one of
pretty
the
well
things
for
healthier,
themselves.
and it's like not working.
Like vegetables, kids don't eat their vegetables. They're like, well, let's put a full serving of vegetables in this fruit juice, and then let's put a bunch of sugar in it.
Yeah.
You know.
V8.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It doesn't help.
What about whenever you see in the grocery store no sugar added?
Well, then it's splendid, and then that's a rat poisoning that it used to be.
or corn syrup, right?
The problem is where it says 100% fruit juice with artificial flavoring and sugar added. Well, I don't think juice because you don't get that at times.
Kinesthetic learners learn best by doing and completing hands-on assignments. They enjoy physical activity as well as body movement. These learners need to participate as much as possible. Sitting for long periods of time bores them. These learners tend to use their whole body to express ideas and feelings. Strategies that are appropriate for these students include demonstrating or modeling tasks, taking things apart, incorporating games, and allowing them to make connections. A question that is asked is, what creates learning styles? According to Keefe and Farrell, one's learning style is a combination of one's neurobiology, personality, and development. When one perceives, interacts with, and responds to a learning environment, one's neurobiology, personality, and development come into play, cognitively, affectively, and sociologically. This comes from the book, Becoming a Middle School or High School Teacher in Texas by Nathan Cohen. Addressing learning styles brings out the best in students. There are numerous learning style surveys that are available to determine students' preferred methods of learning. These surveys help teachers create learning profiles for students as a way to aid their learning. Teachers can meet students' needs by varying instruction daily, so that each day students have an opportunity to use their preferences. When a teacher learns to identify students' learning preferences, they are able to communicate effectively, efficiently, and at a higher level. In return, students will be able to retain information longer when their learning styles are put to use. Overall, this topic is important for future educators due to the reason that all students learn differently, and addressing their learning styles gives them the opportunity to thrive in the classroom. I believe that varying instruction is a must. I will address this topic by matching strategies that will complement the learning styles of my students. I hope to teach in accordance to their learning styles to keep them engaged and motivated to learn. The 3 words that describe me are competent, creative, and observant.